Hello and welcome to the Corona Yoga Challenge. Today is day 29, which means that there's quite a few of you, I don't know how many, but maybe somewhere between 50 and 100 people of you who have managed to do a whole 4 weeks of yoga every day. That's absolutely fantastic and is actually revolutionary in little ways. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and send out the initial questionnaires that people sent back out, so 28 days later, well, 28 plus a day or two, over the weekend, so you get them so you can track how you've done over these past 4 weeks. Now to some yoga today. Please check my website for how to keep safe and individual circumstances, and if you want to bring yourself into all fours to start with. So nice comfortable all fours position. You're going to slide your hips forwards and back. So nice smooth waking up movement over the spine, so you're just easing back and forth. Could be a smaller movement, could be a bigger movement. If you want to make a bigger movement, think about the hands moving a little bit further away and the shoulders dropping down. So we're sliding back and forth and taking a little bit of weight into the arms, thinking about the elbows coming close in beside the sides of your waist. And then this next time, if you bring yourself back and into all fours. So nice, comfortable all fours position. You're going to start to arch up through the back of the spine, release the head down, and then lengthen out and look between your hands or slightly beyond. Going back and forth with your breathing, so wakening up the back of the body. Nice, smooth, easy movements, following your own breathing. And one last time. And then if you tuck your toes under at the back, we're going to come into dog pose, so make sure you're doing this on the mat. So you're going to slide your weight back and forth, a little bit of space into the soles of the feet as the hips come back. And then when you feel ready, let the hips come back, press into the heels of the hands, lift up through the hips, stretch up and lengthen through the tailbone, and then gently sink down through the heels. From here, we're going to rock ourselves back and forth. So weight comes into the hands, weight comes into the heels, and the heels come down. Heels lift and you take your weight into your hands and back into your heels, sink the heels. We're going to go back and forth just a couple more times. So getting that nice feeling of movement in the back of the body and the legs. And then after this one, we're going to sink the heels down. We're going to let the knees come onto the floor, and you're going to rest your head into your hands or onto the floor. Let the back of the body relax and rest. Take a wide breath. And then bringing yourself back and into all fours. And from here we're going to come up to standing. So you're going to walk your hands back towards your knees. You're going to lift up through your hips, soft through the knees. You're going to walk your hands up your legs to bring yourself up to standing. And from standing, if you bring yourself to somewhere where you've got something that you can take a hand onto. We're going to do a version of tree pose, but instead of taking the leg out the front, we're going to take it round the back, if your body is happy to, of course. So hand on the bit of support. You're going to take your leg, and the leg that's on the same side as the support. Let the leg come round the back so your foot is behind you. And here you might just want to let your leg just float, or you might want to catch hold of it. And if you catch hold of it, you can let your knee come out towards the side, so you come into like a kind of backwards facing tree. Free hand can come off the support if you would like, and up and overhead. Get a feeling of length from the standing leg, and then bring your hand back down. Release your leg back down, come back to both feet on the floor. We're going to come to the opposite side, so your hand can come onto the support if you would like. Leg is going to step up towards the back, and it might just float free, or you might catch hold. Knee is coming out towards the side. Free hand can come off the support if you would like, and lift up and overhead. Take a nice steady even breath, And then release your leg down, release your hand down. Come back to both feet standing. We're going to do one more on each side if you would like to. So do a modified version so the foot is just floating a little bit if you would prefer. So first leg is going to step up and you're going to catch hold if you would like. I'm taking my hand round the back of my foot so I can bring my foot closer in towards my hip. And my knee is completely happy. That's absolutely vital. So just come to here if your knee is less happy. But the knee can, or the foot can come in closer as long as that whole area around the knee is not having any sense of stretch. Free hand is going to come up and overhead. Stand into the standing leg, lift up underneath the diaphragm, soften down with the shoulders, and then bring your hand back down. And we're going to come to the opposite side. So do use the support as you need it. So leg is coming up to the back and I start with my hand around the front of my foot and then I can just wrap it round the back if I want to get more feeling of movement into the hips. You're going to let your free hand come up and overhead. Shoulders relax down. There's a gentle lift under the diaphragm. Legs are steady and strong. And then release your hand back down and your leg back down so we come back to both feet settled and even on the floor. And then if you bring yourself into kneeling, so do take a block if you would like. So for this, you can have a block between your hips so that you're just sitting that little bit higher up. You can have your hips all the way up here. You can have your toes tucked under at the back. It just depends what's comfortable for your body. So I'm going to do it with my heels tucked under because I quite like the feeling of stretch in my feet. You're going to let one hand come across your body, other hand's going to wrap around the back of your waist, and you're gently going to open out and round towards one side. So just a nice, smooth, easy movement. Bringing yourself back to the centre and over to the opposite side. So hand on the back of the waist, just getting that feeling of lifting up and rotating round. Bringing yourself back to the centre and all the way to your first side again. So lift up, ease round, keep the spine over itself, so not leaning back or forwards. Check your feet are happy. And bring yourself around to the front. We're going to do this last side. So just easing round. And then bringing yourself back to the centre. You're going to take your hands onto the floor so you can step one leg behind you, extend through the heel, gently lift through the knee. And then other side. We're just doing that because we've been compressing the knees and legs before. And then from here you're going to find a comfortable place to sit to do a little bit of breathing. So just a place where you're going to feel quite settled, comfortable. You can get that feeling of a little lift through the pelvis, lift up and through the diaphragm. So it could be on a chair, it could be sitting, whatever you would like. So we're going to do a little bit of our Ujjayi breathing. So that's the breath of the mouth, where we're making a little bit of a strange noise, Darth Vader noise in the back of the throat. So this sort of noise. Pardon me. So to do that, it's a little bit like your lips are open, you're misting up a mirror. And then we gently close the lips, but keep that feeling in the back of the throat. So instead of, you can make it a little bit closer to start with. And then lips a little bit closer again. Then the breath is coming out through your nose. So we're going to do a couple of breaths like that. I'm going to do them a little bit more noisily than I would normally, but for you, just do it nice and gently so it feels really, really happy and relaxed for you. And then let your breathing come back to normal. So it's really important that when you're doing your breathing practice, you're doing it in a way that's relaxed, that feels good, because you're trying to increase your immunity and your sense of strength in the breathing apparatus of your body. So very important that you are doing some breathing which is gently expanding that capacity in the intercostal muscles, but also that you're doing it in a way that you feel good when you're doing it. So my challenge for you today is to do with plants. So I can see we've got an absolutely glorious day starting, I hope. Looks a bit chilly, but nice. So my challenge to you is, whether you Google it, whether you go out to the garden, whether you have some pots somewhere in your house, is to find a really lovely leaf. So a leaf that you just really like looking at. So at the moment I bought this little tiny fern, and it's supposed to be black and white, but at the moment it's just green. But anyway, it's so cute. It's only about that tall, and it's just curled over, and it's just so perfect the way it curls in. So that's the leaf I'm going to go and visit today. And my quote for you today, I cannot remember it, so I have to read it. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust the sails. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust the sails. So I'm wishing you a good and peaceful day. And yeah, I hope you see a little bit of sun somehow. And if not sun outside, sun inside. Thank you. Bye.